Welcome everyone to Ozarks Tonight. I'm Brian Calfano, joined by Nick Reed and Amy Blancett, and we are talking tonight about 2020. Just a little chat about the presidential election and the race for control of the House, and I guess a third of the Senate seats next year. You two are tuned in to politics, and I'm wondering, is there anything right now that you see that is surprising you, just in general, about how things are shaping up? And we'll start with Amy, who wore this beautiful reddish-looking shirt.
Yes, thank you.
I'm wearing blue, and you're wearing red.
We did this little reversal.
Go ahead.
Confused about which side we're on.
Self-identifying.
Yes. So one of the things that has been confusing to me is who to even follow. Because I get behind someone, I'm excited about the views that they have, and then there's someone else, and then there's someone else, and I'm not quite sure where to start putting my support when we have so many candidates coming forward. On the flip side, it is really nice to see a variety of human beings coming forward to be in the political kind of pot, to where not everyone is your very standard, I was a mayor and then I was a governor and now I'm a state representative and now we're seeing variety, and we're seeing individuals who are challenging what was very male dominant, this is the exact role that you must take. And I think that, at least in the confusion it's creating for me right now, is kind of a nice confusion, right? And we also have a lot of time. So it's nice to see a lot of people coming forward early so that we can begin to hear their opinions sooner and really make a little bit more educated versus I'm going to throw my hat in the ring in January and I have a couple of months to learn who this person is and we don't have enough time to bring out their skeletons to really know the truth.
Nick.
Well, so how much of that open field do you think Trump is partially responsible for? Like, well, if he can do it.
Correct.
Yeah. Out there.
Scary, absolutely. There still need to be, obviously, like, Andrew Yang has political science background and has studied it, and he's not just a random entrepreneur off the street.
I don't know if that's going to help, but whatever.
We'll see.
It is more random than it's ever been, I think. More Americans than ever seem to be tired of the same old, same old. And what's odd is Americans seem to have always told ourselves that, but we didn't really live by it until recently, I think. And, whether it was even prior to Trump, I'd say there was a little bit of that on the Democrat side when Barack Obama, knocked Hillary, because she was sort of the one that was supposed to have it here. And, well, this is odd. Who's this state senator from, Illinois? And then, of course, Republicans totally defied the conventional wisdom and their parties pleading to please don't do this. And they said, we're just tired of it because we have felt, you've been over and over again, we're told the same thing and oftentimes without any different results.
Do you think Trump changes everything forever? In other words, there's no going back to what we thought was conventional politics.
I think there's going to be some leaning the other way of like, can we go back? We tried this. Now we want someone who's maybe a little bit learned in the political field, who knows checks and balances and how to represent us well as we want a little bit of dynamic. If we continue to do the same thing, we end up with another 25% increase in our deficit versus, at least now while this pool is open, we've got.
Oh, wait, so you were saying that Trump is responsible for the increase in
the increase.
But it's not like there's been an alternative.
There's been a lot of troubling going on for a long time.
Absolutely. It's been ongoing. But I'm saying we've got individuals who are coming in saying, what you were asking, before we were talking about, should we be taxed? And we've got a lot of individuals coming up with new plans saying, if we're going to be taxed, here's new inventive ways to do it. So they may not win, and that form may not work right now, but at least we're really starting to look into what are alternatives, what other countries are doing well, and how do we use some evidence-based information in order to potentially run our country and decrease this?
I just observationally speaking, enjoy these things because there are certain consistencies that occur that we forget, and generally that is whomever feels like the front runner this far out there's an inevitability. And you go back and you look at election cycles, at who won Iowa, who won New Hampshire, who is top of the polls, and most of the time these individuals don't end up even getting the nomination.
Gary Hart.
And we live as one of many examples. And the funny thing, sometimes you'll read through and you look and you're like, I totally forgot about that guy. You know, he was this huge thing for a moment. Beto O'Rourke is an example. Not that he couldn't once again come back, but at one point
he's done.
But at one point he was
Still
the
on the list
hottest
right
thing.
now.
Stick a fork in it.
And you never know. I remember when McCain would end up winning the nomination and reading a story. He was the hot item. He was the heir apparent. And then there was a story about him showing up at a campaign event, flying commercial, and an intern carrying his luggage for him. And it was just all about how it was over for him. And things would occur over time, and he would end up getting the nomination.
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's happening today is so far removed from Election Day that whoever the Democratic nominee is going to be, it could be someone we haven't the furthest idea.
Let's, and this will be the last thing, right? Let's wrap this with question of, okay, if it is Biden, it comes down to Biden and Trump. Who wins next year?
Not who you want, but
I don't care who you want. Who do you think wins?
Trump. If we stay, barring any sort of major economic or foreign relation,
well, I think we're working on
catastrophe.
both.
Right.
Well, and maybe, but we've been hearing that from the beginning too. I mean, some of it, it's just the constant barrage
it's the cycle of
right. But yeah, I think that Trump would win that one.
I think for the Democratic Party to win, we would have to work on whatever it is that Trump did to look younger, because one of the things is we don't want another old white man. However,
so bigoted.
The age is the same. Individuals just see him.
I thought you were accepting.
He's energetic.
He's
very. He's got
he
that.
Is.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I'm not kidding. People are saying I don't want to vote for him because he's old. And like he's the same age.
Biden.
So we need to work on Biden having a young hip thing. Maybe give him some red comb over. And
don't judge a book by its cover. That's
correct.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
All right.
Blow the dust off.
Nick and Amy, thanks for this. Good stuff. And we'll be back after this.